In 1933, a man named Adolf Hitler rose to power and started one of the deadliest campaigns on the human race in the 20th century. What people don't realize is that this could have been stopped by competent governing and basic communication, at least according to this board game called Secret Hitler. A fairly simple game, but one that will make you distrust your own mother, and then her mother, and then her mother after that if she's still alive. How does the game work? It's simple. You take a number of players and make two of them fascists, with one of them being Hitler. There's a bunch of other rules, but this is the main point of the game, and it's to figure out who is Hitler before he enacts a bunch of fascist policies and kills everyone. Hitler's rise to power is similar to Emperor Palpatine's rise to power in Revenge of the Sith. So if you watch the Star Wars prequels, players have a distinct advantage. A chancellor will elect a president and give them an option to list a fascist or a liberal article.
The player's choices will determine their fate.
To protect the identities of these players, I've given them untraceable aliases. These include Kermit the Frog, Steve from Minecraft, Thomas the Tank Engine, Sans, Mark from The Room, and a gorilla. Let the political game begin! Sans is nominated to be president by Thomas. The masses speak and agree to have him elected. Sans is then given two liberal policies. Because of this, Sans, whether if he wanted or not, would have had to enlist a liberal article regardless. That's one liberal policy of 5 down. The problem is, we can't trust anyone anymore because no one's really doing anything yet. Steve is then successfully nominated and elected by Mark. Steve enacts a liberal policy after claiming they were given a fascist and a liberal card, but Mark said all his policies were liberal. Something's fishy. Someone has to be lying. The gorilla then nominates Kermit, who is then elected. The gorilla provides a choice to Kermit to enact a liberal or a fascist policy. Kermit chooses and enacts a liberal policy, meaning Kermit is not a fascist, establishing a trust. Or maybe Kermit could be doing this as a route to falsely earn the trust of the people and then go forward with ulterior motives. Well now, and then... who are we talking about? Oh yeah, Kermit nominates Mark to be a chancellor. Kermit then proceeds to give him a liberal and a fascist card as a test. The same one gorilla used on Kermit. When Steve becomes president, he nominates the gorilla and brings before him two fascist cards. A fascist policy has to be enacted. Because of this, Steve is able to investigate and chooses to interrogate Sans, who reveals himself to be a liberal as well. But now there's a fascist statement enacted. 2 more and things go down for the free folk. The gorilla chooses Sans, a guaranteed liberal. The gorilla follows this by giving Sans 2 fascist articles. Things are starting to look suspicious for the gorilla, because when they ask the gorilla about why he did it, he refuses to say. But this could be because the gorilla has a very bad sense of humor. Thomas then deals a liberal and a fascist card to Kermit, who then proceeds again to enact a liberal policy. Kermit has proven himself that he's not on the side of the Nazis, but then again, all it takes is 1 card for either side to win the game. All Kermit has to do is switch sides at the last minute and the game is over. Speaking of suspicion, it is Gorilla's turn again. Kermit or Sans are no longer an option, so Gorilla picks Mark. But under suspicion after the lying incident, Mark is not voted. One of the objectors was Gorilla. This could mean Gorilla nominated Mark unwillingly, but who knows? The game is close to an end, all someone has to do is nominate Hitler, and we lose the game. Thomas nominates Mark again, but the votes are split at the end of the election. Mark nominates Steve, but now people are still suspecting if Steve is a fascist in the game. Gorilla breaks the vote and votes no. Gorilla is now confirmed to not be a fascist. Or is he? In a subversion of events, Kermit gives the gorilla the same test he gave him at the beginning. Gorilla is given a liberal and a fascist article, and Gorilla votes liberal. Woo! Liberalism wins again, and it is revealed that Steve is Hitler and Mark is a fascist. Good thing we didn't trust them from the start. Have an awesome day. Ba-ba-ba-da.